the View's back. And what they try to do, and just like they did when Joe mentioned, I think it was ivermectin. Well, they try to discredit dragon believer Joe Rogan, and he hits right back. So we have these clips here. And I mean, The View must be getting great ratings right now because they are just coming out with one legal thing after another legal thing. So let's see if, I mean, there's so many clips here. Dressed in an oversized, sparkly silver suit, Sonny Hostin is forced to read another legal note about the allegations against Matt Gaetz. So I'm not intentionally queuing it up like this. It's just what's going on. So if you're not aware, she earlier this week had to read a legal note live on air. And here she is in the same week reading another legal note.
I have a legal note. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime. Gaetz previously dismissed allegations that he paid for sex, saying that, quote, someone is trying to recategorize my generosity to ex-girlfriends as something more untoward. Another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
Just call the show legal.
I was like, who the hell is that for a second? It's Whoopi.
Note from now on.
Or really long music. We'll be right back.
Now, Joy Behar is still pushing the debunked allegations against Justice Kavanaugh. Still, years later, she's still pushing just all this crazy stuff.
I'm remembering, it's reminding me of when Kavanaugh was up for the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And the FBI never really followed through on the investigation, as far as I know. Am I correct on that?
You're correct. They stopped the investigation.
So, I mean, that's the beginning of the end right there. People should have been alerted to what was going to be coming down the pike right there. So I'm not surprised by it.
Can I mention something here? It's okay that Joy Behar might not be like an intellectual. Like, that's completely fine. I'm not an intellectual. I'm not a savant. I'm not an extremely smart guy. I try to run on common sense. I'm not even saying everything I do in life is an output of a common sense thinking. I screw up every now and then. But Joy just lacks kind of everything. Like, common sense is not there with her. Remember, I always call out this example where this black girl, Kamala Bryant, was actively stabbing another black chick in the neck. And it was probably this far. It's on tape, body cam footage. You can see the whole thing. This far from penetrating the girl's neck, right? Because she was actively doing it. This cop comes up, this white cop, and goes, pop, 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 right? Shoots the girl that's about to stab another girl, saves the other girl's life. And Joy Behar, we have a whole video on it, goes, couldn't he just fire a warning shot, shoot her in the buttocks, or shoot him in the kneecaps? This is called an idiot. This is called somebody that brain don't work correctly, that clearly hasn't thought things out fully. Now, I get when things are complicated at times where it's like, okay, like, yeah, if I would use this variable, I could see it producing a few other strings of variables and causing maybe my thinking to be wrong. I get that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about something simple here. If he fired a warning shot in the air, Joy, where do you think that knife would be now? In that girl's neck. And she would be what? Dead. See how it's not too far along there where things fall apart for her. So, they were pushing the whole just, not hoax, but, I don't know what you call it. I guess they were pushing like a hoax. They were pushing a bunch of phony stuff. So she had to read a legal note. And then Sarah Hines suggested people would be wary of potential for social media, especially to spread information, adding that they would triple check things before they simply accepted them as true. That's why people like our show, because they know we are checked by ABC News, Behar claimed. Checked by everybody. This is what they're saying. And quote, and if we're wrong, we have the legal note here. We went from Walter Cronkite basically to this guy, Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons.
And they aren't just here in this country. They're foreign adversaries who are infiltrating our social media because it is prudent for us to stay that way.
But
so when you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
Yeah. But I think that that's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
We're checked by everybody.
Yeah. I mean, if we're wrong, we have, the legal note here.
The human legal.
But we went from Walter Cronkite basically to this guy, Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons? He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did. And he also thinks that dragons, like dinosaur type of animals, roamed the earth when people did. So this is the type of really, really bad information that's going out there.
Well, in defense, there are some really
But
good
it's
news.
possible that Donald Trump did roam the earth when dinosaurs were here.
There are some really good news kind of influencer types, and I think it's great that they're getting information about global and current events in front of younger people who maybe don't tune into traditional media. But to Sarah's point, there has to be some fact checking and actually verification of the things that are shared, because I spend a lot of time on Instagram Reels and I'm served up things that I get outraged about, and then I realize, oh, that's not even true, but I have the sense to go and look it up. But what I do worry about with this, like the Blue Sky versus X, because a lot of people I follow on X, Twitter, have now left to go to Blue Sky, I worry we're all going into our own echo chamber. So we had this, this election.
All right, well, she's just she is correct on that about an echo chamber. But you got to love that fact that they're going to sit there and say things about Joe Rogan, right? What Rogan actually said was that he was fascinated by things that did not exist, but still appeared across cultures like dragons. He then explained that he believed people had seen something real, like a large lizard, which inspired exaggerations and stories that led to legends. On the notion of fire-breathing dragons that hoarded treasure, Rogan's assessment was simple BS. Despite that, when video of Behar's wild claim began circulating on X and someone pointed out, Rogan said, "That's my new official X description." I wonder if he actually did make that his X description. Oh, he did! Rogan changed it! Oh! That's Dragon Believer now. That's funny. Oh, good for him. That's funny. See what they do? It's great because, like, they don't understand that we can play on their stupidity and basically have fun. They're so behind us in the sense of understanding of how things should or are supposed to work, and how, like, what common sense looks like, that when we actually, it's basically making fun of them without knowing that we're making fun of them, and they're not aware of it. Like, they don't get it. Does that make sense? Like, he's sitting there, they're trying to make fun of him and call him out. And he's like, no, I think that's actually really funny. I'm gonna go ahead and use Dragon Believer. I'm gonna play into it. Like Donald Trump did with the garbage truck. Look at, how do you like my garbage truck? Like, they don't get that we're sitting there playing into all this stuff and we're having a good old time with it. I mean, we are having a freaking blast.